Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Jacobs, and I channel the collective. And I'm here to introduce the November 2025 transmission from the collective called The Right Use of Power. Now, this became clear when I listened to it later that this was not necessarily a universal sense of power, but the right use of your power. As I've done in the past, I will have a separate video that goes into a number of the themes that are presented by the collective in this video. But until then, please connect with me by subscribing to at Mark of the Soul on my YouTube channel just below, or you can go to markofthesoul.com and look around, explore, see what's there for you, see if anything resonates for you. I hope it does. Here is the collective's November 2025 transmission, The Right Use of Power. And this message is, yes, framed around power, the right use of power. The right use of power. Now, we are not talking about necessarily about a political power or your corporate power or that which you have in your community or your local councils or that which you have in your own family or at your own position at your employer. No, we are talking about that power which rests within you, was part of your divine blueprint, and is that which you came here to incarnate with. It is part of your modality. It is the thread of your lifetimes. It is, yes, attached to who you are. It is your most authentic self. Now, there is not one particular power that you possess. You possess all that is, and you are all that is, and all powers are available to you. As we have said many times before, and will continue to do so, that you, many souls, resonate with 1, 2, 5, however many, whatever powers resonate for them. This is where they place their attention. This is where they hone their skill. This is where they listen more deeply. This is where they discern that which is of use to them for their own soul evolution. Now, this is the most important use of power, the right use of power. We're not talking about anyone else's power. We're not talking about power in the etheric or in some sort of general way. We are talking about your power, your soul's power, your higher self, that which is with you right now as you hear these words through the channel, the power that resides within you, that seeks to express through you, that is of service and of the highest purpose for you and all around you. Now, you cannot exercise this power on someone else or with someone else or in a way that is not for the highest purpose of others. We encourage you not to do this. Others are trying, as you can see now on your plane, throughout your nations, throughout your government, and in the what we would call the ridiculous billionaire class upon your planet. They are exercising their power not for the good of all, but for the good of themselves. And we use good quite lightly, for it is propping up their own egos, their own material wealth. It is propping up that which they believe they need in order to feel just a slightly bit good about themselves, to the detriment of most on the planet. Now, this is not the right use of power, no, and we do not suggest any wrong or right use of power, but the right use of power is for the highest purpose of all. There's no right modality, there's no wrong modality, there is no wrong blueprint. There is no right blueprint. It is whatever you have come into your incarnation with, to demonstrate on your planet. Now, you have all agreed to be there now. on the earth plane so that you may usher in a shift that is already underway, well underway. You have felt the energy of it in the most recent months, such that it has been of a high intensity, a high frequency, a very high vibration. Many of you have wanted to sleep more. Yes. Perhaps eat more. Perhaps exercise more to somehow rid or integrate your body with this energy. We encourage that you integrate rather than rid your body of this energy. It is for your highest purpose that this energy is being showered upon you now, so that you may wake up to who you are, to more of your authentic self, and begin to express and demonstrate this in your life, in your community, in your neighborhood, wherever you find yourself. Now, the right use of power, as we have already stated, is not being demonstrated by those in your leadership positions, by most around the world, indeed. There are some who still have the idea that they are in leadership and so they are of service to the people they lead. This is the right use of power. The right mental attitude, shall we say, but it's really of the soul. It is allowing the soul to come through and dictate, for the highest purpose of all, this is how I shall use my power. It is of the material plane, of course, but no one reaches these positions without accessing at least some part of their soul so that they can utilize or know or move down one path or another to reach their destination. Now, many think they have a destination. It is not resolved in one particular lifetime, no. It is not resolved in one particular lifetime. Perhaps it is not resolved in many, many, many lifetimes. Those on the lower vibration who are using their power not in a right way, not in a compassionate way, not in ways that are filled with love or purpose, other than to serve their own aggrandizement, so to speak. Those will continue to vibrate at a lower vibration as most on your planet will continue to rise up into a higher vibration. They will recede from your experience, increasingly so. In the months and years ahead, it will not be too long for you. It may take quite a bit of time to shall we say, even out, for you to build your new earth, as many have called it. We do believe this is so. And so the right use of power is not being demonstrated. There is not a good example for many to follow. But what you can know as a collective yourselves is that the use of power that you are now seeing, wherever you turn your attention, to your internet, to your televisions, to the media, which is not serving the public good, only their bottom lines, shall we say. Yes, this is true and has been true for quite a long time, only to keep your attention, to keep you focused, the imminent dangers ahead. No, no, this fear, this intense fear that so many want to place upon you has been absorbed into your very souls, such that it is difficult to find the absolute core of your being, to unfurl the density that is wrapping your soul and your heart space, that which you are. We say, toss it aside. Do not listen. We're not saying do not pay attention. We're not saying to ignore. For the events on your planet are leading you right down the path that you are on. Currently, it is necessary for you to decide and see for yourselves that this is not the earth that you wish to mm, perpetuate. It is a relic of the past. Yes, it is a relic of the past, and many on your planet want a new experience. One filled with love and compassion, authenticity, one filled with power, one filled with multi-dimensionality, which is already available to you now. And so the right use of your power is to go within yourself and to listen for that which wants to express through you. It could be creativity, it could be activism, it could be any mode of expression. It does not have to be any one thing, but we are calling you now to begin to explore this, to begin to take a step down a particular path that allows you to try it out, to try your powers, to find others who are demonstrating their powers, to ask them about their path, to work with them, if so, trusted, and to begin to shine your light. It is all about your light. When we say power, we really say light, the light that is within you already, the light that you came here with, the divine spark that you are. Yes, you are originated from source energy itself. There cannot be anything about you that is not whole or complete or divine. You contain all that you need, all knowledge, all wisdom. Every tool is within your grasp. It is all up to you, of course, the individual. And so the right use of power is to dive deep into yourself and decide that which is wanting to move through you. Now, it can be a particular modality of esotericism. It can be that which is unlike others. It may be religion or reforming religion. We want to emphasize it could be about reforming religion or reforming movements or reforming corporations or reforming governments or reforming nations or reforming neighborhoods or families or whatever it is you are called to do. It can be as local or as global as you wish. It is entirely up to you. It is entirely up to you. And so the right use of your power is that which wants to come through you, that which you resonate. And once you start to begin to use this power, to be this power, to live this power, to demonstrate this power, to shine the light so that others also see your light and feel your presence, then that is when an acceleration will occur. It is already occurring, quite frankly, but an acceleration will occur and you will reach for the light. You will make your leap into a new dimension. Some call it the fifth dimension. It is really the next evolutionary cycle for humanity because the old dimensions, the old structures, the old paradigms, all of that is collapsing under the weight of its own greed, under its own darkness. The right use of your power may be simply holding the space for another to discuss their journey, to discuss their pain, to discuss whatever trauma they have experienced, to heal. You may be holding the space, holding the presence for others to usher in their own awakening. Your participation does not have to be as dramatic as leading a nation. No, no, that is for a few, those who are attracted to that, but from a place of authenticity, not from a place of ego. This will be the way of the future, and there will be much more collaboration at all levels of life, all levels of life. But just being with one other soul is enough, is enough, is enough. And so the right use of your power, the right use of your power will carry you forward for millennia as you begin to build a new earth. But it will not come into being if you do not choose to find your core, to find your power, to find your worth, to find your divine self, your higher self, to begin to commune with your higher self and your guides, those in realms you may not be currently able to see, but you may be able to feel or sense. Be open to this feeling, this sensing. Be open to a heart dimension that is forever expanding now. For it is the heart working with the mind, the heart leading and working with the mind, that you will find your center, your power, your power, your power. And it is your responsibility to be your power in every moment. Now, we are not talking about exhausting yourself or racking your body so that you can't be your power. No, no, no. You must find your balance. You must find your balance to care for yourself, your whole self, your body, your body form, your higher self, your soul, your mind and thoughts, your mental capacity, your emotional state, your physical state. It is all of what is being asked of you now. Many will face their obstacles. It may take longer for some. Others, those obstacles will simply dissolve once they begin to look at them in the mirror. They'll be able to say, what was that? What is that? It is not even real. I've been telling myself this story for a lifetime already. It has not served me or anyone else around me. And so I let it go. I let it go. Now, many will argue that this is not that simple. However, it is that simple for some. It will take a bit of work for others. It will take a bit of more of a deep dive for others. But it can be removed. Really, it can be released. It is not part of your energy field, your core, your divinity, your sovereign self. Your sovereign energy field is crystalline. It is of a clean and pure nature. It is what you were sparked with. This cannot be altered. But you can carry with you energies that do not serve you, ideas that do not serve you, stories, belief systems that do not serve you. You can carry all of that with you until you realize what does and what does not serve you. And it can cause much pain and suffering along the way. But you are not here to suffer or to be in pain. You may need to experience that. Humanity has not evolved yet enough to be able to say, whatever it is I'm feeling, it is not real, and I let it go. Some can do that, as we have said. Others will take more time. For those of you who can do that, you can demonstrate your power. It is a right use of power. Now, it's not looking down upon another. It is not providing any sort of judgment for anyone else's journey. No, you must reach your hand out and hold the space and be the presence for another as they make their way. Hold the lantern down the path ahead of another who is making their way. You may also hold it behind them so they can see from which they came, the path down they treaded down, and where they are going. It can be 2 lanterns, in fact. We do not want to forget where we came from, however. What we mean by that is we want to remember the journey we have taken, the obstacles we have climbed over, or have tossed aside, or have broken through. But we do not mean that this is our story, for what we are remembering now is who we are. Made of the divine, a higher self, here having a human experience, here to evolve, here to find our most authentic self, here to assist in ushering in a shift for humanity, for billions of souls, on your planet, with the help of the other realms, all other realms, with the help of the Mother herself, but beneath your feet, and many souls around you. The energy now is allowing you, is clearing the space, is preparing the way for you to step onto your path and to raise your vibration into a higher dimension, to leave these lower vibrational fields to their own we hesitate to say, to leave it to themselves. Yes. We leave it to themselves to figure out what it is they are doing. They will do themselves in. Let us say that. All right. We want to encourage you to now find your power. To sense your power, to find your power, to explore your power. To ask others for assistance. To be in some stillness so that you can listen deeply. To discern and to begin to respond to that which wants to come through you. It may not look like anything in your life now currently. That is okay. Do not be afraid. Do not be concerned. There is nothing that will automatically change you overnight, most likely. Though for some that will be true. A new awakening will be so sudden and so clear and so obvious that it cannot be denied. But for many of you, it is a journey still, and we encourage you to walk it, to take it, to leap when called to do so. And so we leave you with this for your next few weeks, until we see you again, that what we discussed in your month of October was liberation. And the title was clear. Early on, liberation is coming. Liberation is coming. Yes, that is true. Liberation is coming. But the right use of power will bring liberation that much more quickly in your linear time frame. The right use of power will bring your liberation. And that can be protesting against all that is occurring on your planet now. There are many of you who wish to do that. That is perfectly fine. But just know that that is not the only way to demonstrate your power. Your powers are energetic as well. They are of many modalities. And we encourage you to embrace all that you wish to be, all that you wish to demonstrate. Yes, so there can be physical demonstrations and there can be energetic demonstrations, all moving humanity towards the same higher realm. It can be a quick experience if the mass of you pull your power together and say no to what has been and yes to what is yet to come. Begin to build and vision that which is representative of the new humanity, representative of the new earth. Begin to put into place, begin to hold your other leaders, those who may not be at the very top, but other leaders from the very local spectrum into national bodies. Hold them to account. Hold them to account. Let them know you want a new way of life, a new way of being, that you want to experience a new earth, a new system, a new paradigm. Many of you already know what this is. You came from this. You have come from this. You wish it to unfold right where you are. So the right use of your power will usher in liberation. Liberation. You must find that right use of power for yourselves, for the highest purpose of your evolution first, and then the highest purpose of humanity, your local community, or the global community, and everything in between. We are with you. You are supported on every realm. On every realm. Let us say this again. You are loved and supported on every realm. This is part of the destiny of the earth, to return to not its golden age as many talk about, though it will feel like a new golden age. You are returning to that which is the lushness of your earth, the lushness on her soil and in her waters and on her land. You are returning, though, to a society that is of respect, that is welcoming, that is of love, that is of compassion, that is of the heart that says, live and let live. Live and let live. For it does not matter who you are or what you do or who you are with. You know this. You know this. So much reform is coming your way. Participate where you are called. We encourage you. We are here to support you, not just the collective, but your guides, many soul groups, many intergalactic beings, planetary systems, those which are beyond your awareness presently, many anyway. All right. Look to the light within yourself. Allow it to expand. Explore it. Be with it. Love it. It is of yourself. It is of your nature. It is what you came here with. It is for you to bring into your experience here in this incarnation. All right, we feel we are complete. We love you very much. We encourage your participation. We encourage you to love one another, to be joyous in your exploration, to be playful, and to shine your light, to be your light, your most authentic and true self, to just be the presence you are. All right. Yes, we are complete now. We are here